At Direct Service Overhead, we know how much trust you put in the individuals who have the privilege of working on the components of your home. We understand that a broken garage door is the last thing you want to be worried about, and most of the time, doors break at the most inconvenient times. Our professionally trained technicians service 24 hours a day, and our high-cycle parts are guaranteed to make a noticeable impact on your garage door without putting a damper on your wallet. If you're looking for need of assistance maintaining your current garage door, our team has the experience and expertise to deliver the results you deserve. Give Direct Service Overhead a call today or visit us online to learn more.
All right. We're having some technical difficulties here. Let's just go ahead and do this. 3, 2, 1. Yo. What's going on, Arkansas Razorback fans, SEC fans everywhere? Welcome. Welcome. Hey. Hey, how are you? Do me a favor. Hit the like button, share the content, subscribe if you haven't already. I don't know what was going on with the notifications, and now the links are not acting right. They're posting the wrong I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. I had someone reach out, say the link was broke. Whatever. Hopefully you guys got the notification, those of you who are in here. Maybe those of you who are watching afterwards. Maybe you got the notification got to you. Either that or you were just on YouTube refreshing the page over and over waiting for me to go live. So I apologize for that. Again, there's all these issues you deal with, they're just kind of out of your control. You do the best you can. Arkansas basketball led 90% of the game, 90 more than that, it felt like. Am I right on that? It felt like it was about 99% of the game they led. I think they only trailed at one point in the second half. Jalen Williams has become a scoring threat for the Razorbacks, and I wasn't sure we were ever going to see that. For the Razorbacks, for him, I didn't know if we were going to see that this year or not. I didn't know if he was if that part of his game was going to evolve, and it has. He's been spectacular lately. He came close to a double double tonight. I looked at his stats. I think he came up just a little bit shy, but he still had 18 points, which is a second career high. His most points came. Who was that against? He had 19 points against somebody. Who was that? Who did he have 19 points on? Doesn't matter. He had 19 points. But tonight he had 18 points. You talk about crazy production from him. Oh, my goodness. Fantastic. Fantastic basketball by Williams. JD Notae turned the ball over entirely too much, but it's just kind of that scenario that gets played out time and time again, right? He's gonna hurt you as much as he can help you. He's the leading scorer in the SEC. It's hard to complain too much about him. Trey Wade, the marksman. Wade was good. Did you notice how many mid-range jump shots they knocked down tonight? At least 3 or 4? I don't know that they've had that many in a single game this year. Maybe they haven't. I've just missed it or I just forgot. Doing chemistry homework, but needed to be in the live. Well, welcome, Ramon. Ramon Shiesty. Hero Blake, we are sinking more threes. Kind of funny how that happens after you break the third longest streak from knocking those down outside, and here you are, right? Now, like you a streak that's that old that you win, which matters more, but you break the streak and you're dead cold. And since then they've been all right outside knocking them down. Williams had 19 points against South Carolina. That's who it was. Okay, South Carolina. What's good, Ty? What's up, QTZ 6501? Glad we won that game. Woo Pig Suey. Yeah, good luck on your homework, Ramon. Don't let me distract you, sir. Ty Vandy has fallen to South Carolina, now 10-9 after beating us. That's just one of those games. Again, run those games back that you've lost. Run every one of those games back. Of course, that's not going to happen, but I feel like you erase all of those except maybe one. And I refuse to believe that Oklahoma was even that much better then. Arkansas just went dead cold in that game. I mean, it was just some of the worst basketball I've seen by the Razorbacks. Horrible, horrible basketball by the Hogs against Oklahoma and Tulsa. But tonight, look, offensively, you heard them talk about the 1-3-1. I don't know why. When teams, who was that last year, when they ran the 1-3-1, it just got comical. I can remember every postgame we were just making fun of how much I shouldn't say every postgame, but the couple times you saw someone really try to run the 1-3-1, that's all they wanted to talk about the entire game. Hey, by the way, did you know they're running the 1-3-1 and it's giving Arkansas some problems? No, surely not. I think that was LSU a year ago, if I remember right, in a horribly officiated game. But Arkansas did struggle with it a little bit, and then they got a little hot outside, and they were finding open looks down low near the iron. I like how they responded, especially in the second half. They were really knocking them down. So who do we need to win, LSU or A&M? I would argue probably LSU. I don't know. I don't think it kind of cancel each other out no matter what happens, right? To help our resume. Yeah. I don't really know, actually. That's a good question. Close at least. Yeah, we played bad but still won by double digits. Well, I mean, that's the and I think that speaks to a couple things. First off, I think that speaks to just how bad Ole Miss is. I mean, if I'm being real, Ole Miss is not a good basketball team. They are definitely not going to be one of the 5, 6, 7, however many teams get into the tournament out of the SEC. They're going to be way out. They're going to have to get red hot. We are still ranked 53rd in the country before tonight's game. I thought we won tonight. Didn't we win by – what was the final score? I typed it out. It was I just had it up here. 64-55. So you were, 9 points. I said 9 to 10 points, didn't I? That's what I said. I said I felt like 8, 9, 10 points. That is exactly how it went down. I just kind of thought there'd be more points on the board. I didn't think they would be held to 64 points by Ole Miss tonight, but they were. Let's go over the numbers here really quick. Ole Miss, 34% shooting overall, field goal shooting. Awful three-point 3-point shooting. I don't know what is going on in the room next to me, but it is I think our new puppy's getting into stuff, and the bathroom is right here next to the studio room. Hey. The hell was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Well, anyways, so they were 4 of 18 outside shooting. I think that was the point. I have it highlighted here. That was the point I was going to make. They had some open looks, but overall, Arkansas's defense was fantastic tonight. I mean, holding anyone below 60 points in today's basketball is pretty impressive. And they held Ole Miss to 55, and I kind of feel like Ole Miss really only got there because they had more opportunities at the free throw line. Of course, later on in the game, when Ole Miss got into a situation where they had to play a little bit more up-tempo, full court, they got in. That's when their fouls started racking up, and they started sending J-Dub to the free throw line, who would go 4 of 5. Tony would go 3 of 4. J.D. Notte 1 of 2 at the line. So you ended up 8 of 12, which is not good. It's surprising they only got to the line that much. It's surprising they only took 12 shots at the line tonight. That's what's surprising. Arkansas is one of the best free throw shooting teams. They're one of the best in the country at getting to the line. So, Ole Miss shot 100%, 13 to 13 at the line. They got 12 points from their bench. Fagan ended up with 10. And Crowley ended up with 2 points for them, but he also had 2 assists and 3 rebounds, a block, but he turned the ball over 3 times. Their leading scorer for Ole Miss was Murrell. He was 5 of 13, 2 of 5 outside, 2 for 2 at the free throw line. He also ended up with a pretty productive night for him as well, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals with only 1 turnover. Arkansas ended up shooting 48%. You got to like that, right? 48%? Yeah. 24 of 50. 8 of 18 outside, guys. 8 of 18 outside shooting. 44%. On that many attempts, that's got to be their best percentage percentage shooting outside. 44%. Damn. What is that, like 13% above their season average or 14%? 8 of 18, man. Again, 8 of 12 at the free throw line. Devo, this is one of those games where you really didn't need your bench to go off, and they didn't. Your starting 5 did a lot of the work. They had the majority of the production. I mean, hell, you had 3 of your starting 5 in double digits. Tony was 3 points shy, and even he ended up with a steal and 5 rebounds. Only turned the ball over twice. Wade, who had 12 points. Amude was really the only one where I felt like, man, that guy is just ice cold. He goes 0 for 4, 0 for 1 at 3, 0 for 4 overall. He didn't get to the line. He lagged a little bit. We did see Kamani Johnson tonight. That's a good sign. Kamani came in and played. Devo, again, not a lot of production. He turned the ball over a couple times. J.D. Notte, 5 turnovers, but yet he had 25 points. Took a lot of shots, man. 10 of 23. He shot 40% outside in the perimeter. 4 of 10 there, so 40%. 1 of 2, and Tony was 3 of 4 at the free throw line. Jalen Williams just continues. He has evolved his game, and I think some of it too is personnel on the floor. I do agree with that. Seeing some different looks with the rotation and the different 5, but you only played 8 guys tonight. Likes barely saw the floor. Not gonna lie, I was a little bit surprised in the final minute and a half of the game we didn't see Likes check in, only because, and this is the only time you'll ever hear me say this, that's when Likes seems to be at his best in the final minute and a half, 2 minutes of a game, where he's beating the full court press. He's finding ways to get points. He gets to the free throw line. Yeah, he gets a little wild. He might turn it over, but you got to take the good with the bad. Look how they played in that final 2-minute stretch. They were missing. That's when they started missing free throws. I think they missed at least 2. seemed like Ole Miss was a little bit quicker. Likes kind of stops that, right? Now, he's a liability defensively, and yes, he's prone to turning the ball over, but I would argue the majority of his turnovers when he had heavy minute games were in the first however many, 20, 25 minutes he had on the floor. Usually that final minute or two when he typically has the ball in his hands in that type of situation, yeah, I mean, it's not that he hasn't turned it over, but he just does a good job of, I mean, he's really good off the dribble, man. I mean, he's someone who I don't mind under those circumstances when you're getting out hustled, when you start going a little cold at the free throw line, when you're turning the ball over, when you look like you're struggling a little bit against the full court press. I don't have a problem with Likes getting that final minute. Even if he turns the ball over once, I mean, he's going to do that. But, I mean, that final couple of minutes got a little sloppy, and it seemed like Ole Miss, I think you could argue the final 2.5, 3 minutes, Ole Miss started to out-hustle you and forced Arkansas to go a little cold there. I'll tell you something else that was impressive, though. Even though J-Dub ended up with just 8 rebounds, 3 blocks, 2 steals, 3 assists, that's pretty great. Yeah, he had 4 turnovers. I think all of them were on him. I don't think any of them were, maybe one was just a great defensive play, but I felt like the other 3 were just not smart passes by him. And the same thing with J.D. Note and of course, Devo. Devo's good for 2 or 3 a game. Even if he only gets however many minutes, say it's the fewest amount of minutes he has all year, he's going to turn the ball over 2 or 3 times. The same with J.D. Note. And the same with Likes. Likes came off the bench. What did he do? He turned the ball over. So that's kind of been that's been their bugaboo. Their assist to turnover ratio a little bit better, 16 assists, a lot more ball movement tonight, and just 14 turnovers. Ole Miss lower on the assist ratio here. They had a 9 assists to 14 turnovers. So some of JD's shots were shot clock. Well, they were. He didn't have a choice. Yeah, there were a couple of times, and I agree. I thought some people went a little hard on him in our Discord with a couple of those shots. Like the clock was ticking, and then he found himself with the ball in his hands with 2 seconds left. I mean, you got to put the ball up. I didn't have a problem with a couple of those shots. Why does Connor Vanover never play? He's a beast. I don't know if I'd call him a beast. He just yeah, I think inconsistent's fair. I think Hero Blake, I think that's right. Inconsistent. Has he had a game? He's maybe had 2 games this year where you felt like, yeah, all right, he should have gotten more minutes. The rest of it is like, why is he on the floor? He just looks so lost. He's incapable of getting anything underneath, in terms of on the offensive end. Defensively, he alters shots. He can stretch the floor out, but he's just not. I would argue that right now, he has kind of become more of a liability lately than anything else. Michael, why do you even watch the game, Jack? Like someone pissed in your Cheerios with all that negativity. Is he being negative? KK Robinson, Chance Moore, transferring ASAP. Listen, Michael, clearly they don't believe KK's ready. Clearly, you bring this up, I think, every single postgame show. If it's not you, it's someone else. Listen, Chance Moore's a true freshman, okay? He's a true freshman. I get that there are plenty of true freshmen that get their opportunities in college basketball, but clearly Musselman this year doesn't feel like he's ready. I don't know that I mean, what about tonight told you that either one of them should play? What about tonight told you that either one of them should play? I mean, yeah, J.D. Note turned the ball over a bunch. Also, look at what he did on the offensive end. I just, guys, at this point, it just kind of is what it is. It doesn't mean that we won't ever see either of them again or that they won't have a game where they get to rack up some minutes. Oh, my God, I need a back scratcher. Oh, my God, I just got I need a back scratcher. Someone come scratch my back. Bama is done. Yeah. Let Musselman coach. Believe in Musselman. Listen, no. I hear what you're saying, Will, but no. Hold up. I think you're free to criticize, right? You're free to say, hey, why, blah, blah, blah. I get it. It's just that take, it's every single postgame show. And it's like, clearly, Clearly it's not working. Clearly they're not doing something in practice that shows Musselman that, you know what, these two guys need to get more minutes. I would argue with the win streak, with how they've turned things around, the fact they got off to a 9-0 start, they fumbled, now they've picked themselves back up again. I think he's proven that, you know what? Okay, I think we're all right. I'm not saying that you're a lock for the tournament. By the way, I'm going to give you my pick on whether or not Arkansas makes the tournament. I'm going to give you that. Did he redshirt last year? Tie about KK? Yes. He redshirted last year, I think. Didn't he? He's a redshirt freshman, right? Am I crazy? If they aren't getting playing time now, will they when next year's class comes in? Ash, you've seen the class coming in, right? I ain't gonna be the one. Hit the like button. That's right. Do me a favor, hit the like button. If you watch this game and think Arky is a tournament team, see, it's funny when people, first off, the term Arky, people say it because they think it drives people crazy. Like when they want to really go in and be negative about Arkansas, they don't say Hogs, they don't say Razorbacks, they don't say Ark, A-R-K. They say Arky because they're trying to, and it's funny. That's my. Yes, I think there's still a shot, Michael. This team can make the tournament. Yeah, I watched this game. I've watched every single game and damn near every minute on the floor. I think there's a shot they get to the tournament. And I think you're crazy if you think otherwise because you don't understand the talent that this roster has. I don't care who plays as long as they win, says King Mello. Yeah. Jay Will hitting a couple of threes. Yeah, that was pretty great, wasn't it? I'm not telling you not to say Arky, Michael. It seems like you only use that, you only say that when you want to come in and be like negative, It's just funny. It's an observation. Starting to wonder if Michael Kopetsky is someone I know. My father reminded me when we seldom go to Oxford and have a strong showing, we won, by golly. There you go, Kate. If you say Arky, you're not a true fan. Laugh out loud. No, you say whatever you want. I just think it's funny. People say it like it's supposed to piss people off, and it doesn't. I gave. I'm not going to publish that. Sorry. We're not going to do that here. That's the stuff that gets you timed out, James. Just a heads up. I'm not going to let that go through. Bring on West Virginia stump jumpers, whooping suey. You sound like a heavy metal death singer when you did that. What? I just hope they prove they're ready for college ball. Oh, you're talking about these kids, the class. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. Does Arkansas make the tournament? The path is there. Okay? It is there. You've got 15 wins. If you listen to, I think Joe Lunardi says 7 SEC teams. If they can reach 7, I would even argue 6. If you can get 6 teams, Auburn makes you look real good. Kentucky makes this conference look real good. A&M and Arkansas and Tennessee have mostly made this conference look okay. When you get into the meat and potatoes of this conference, Alabama not clicking. People are saying they're done. They're 13-7. They're done. I'm not willing to say that just because of the talent, and Nate Oates is a quality coach. Who knows how this ends up for them? They're 500 right now in conference play, but it's hard to look at any team right now in conference play that already has 4 losses in conference and say that they're for sure in or that they're for sure out. You're 500, and you still got quite a ways to go, right? You have West Virginia on the 29th, and then at Georgia, Mississippi State. These 3 games are going to play a huge role in what happens. Well, at least one of them for sure, West Virginia. And then you have Auburn. So if you're undefeated in those three, which obviously now you're riding an 8-game win streak, probably ranked. So you've gotten through your pivot game. I think they've gotten through like 2 pivot games. A&M at home, even though it was only a 3-point win, kind of an ugly win. It seems to me like on paper, A&M, I would put A&M right now in front of Arkansas. And if you're putting together an order, I would put A&M just in front. Tennessee and Arkansas to me seem to be kind of neck and neck. Similar records, 5-3. Kind of watch them play a little bit. They're a little streaky at times, like Arkansas is. They can go on those scoring droughts for sure. Arkansas is one of the best shooting teams, well, one of the best highest scoring teams. You've got a guy like J.D. Note, and now J-Dub is getting. I mean, he's good for like 14 points a game now. He's playing out of his mind. How many double doubles? 4 out of his last 5 were double doubles or something. I mean, come on. He's had 2 season high scoring games, and one of them on the road now, right, against Ole Miss. Not that was a hostile environment tonight. By the way, I don't know if that was SEC Network or just that atmosphere, but oof. But I noticed too. I thought the Razorback game, the A&M game, it didn't seem to me like the audio. They turned the crowd down a little bit. But yeah, these next 3 games, again, mostly West Virginia, and only because you need to win those other 2 to create this huge environment against Auburn on the 8th, 6 p.m. We still don't have a network time what network is going to cover that. I imagine if it's 2 ranked opponents, maybe you make ESPN2. I'm not sure. Then you have at Alabama. Every single game that is left for Arkansas is absolutely on the table. All right? West Virginia, let's say you win that. That's 16. Georgia, you win that because Georgia's atrocious, even though they're now 1-6 and 6-14 overall. I mean, I shouldn't say even though, like that's some kind of an accomplishment. But okay, so that's 17, 18 at home against Auburn. I'm gonna say for now, I'm gonna chalk that up as an L. I just think Auburn is, if they're not the best team in the country, they're definitely in that top 3 conversation. It's kind of hard, again, we still got a long ways to go. At Alabama, Arkansas, that's a tough one. I mean, it just is. That's going to be a big game, kind of depending on where Alabama's at. We got to remember their fans are. I mean, you talk about fickle. I mean, I'm gonna, if they start losing more, if they start like kind of trending in a downward, I completely see their crowd dying off. So who knows what that environment looks like. But I'll just say, because it's at Bama and it's Nate Oates, and because they do have talent, let's say that those are back-to-back losses. Then you're on the road against Mizzou. I would take Arkansas in that. At home against Tennessee, really tough game. Depending on who's healthy, depending on what Tennessee, how well they're playing at that moment in time. If Arkansas continues to have this lightning in the bottle that they've gotten out of J-Dub, if J.D. Note continues what he's done, if we get a little bit more bench production, if they can continue to shoot like they did, something close, 34, 35% outside is all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. Bump that up to because I think your season average outside is like 29, 30%. Get that up 4%, right? Continue to stay red hot at the free throw line. Perimeter defense tonight was fantastic. I only saw maybe 2 open looks. I did see Ole Miss pass up some open looks. So, again, I'm going down this thing. Tennessee, a win for me. I think that's a win. At Florida, I'm going to say loss. I know that I probably shouldn't do that. Arkansas has never played well down there. They never have. Every time I look at that game, it doesn't matter if it's football, basketball, hell, I would even argue baseball. They struggle in the state of Florida. Let's just, for the hell of it, give them that loss. Kentucky at home, ooh, that'd be a tough one. That's a tough one. You talk about a 50-50 call. I'm going to say leaning towards Arkansas. At home against LSU. If they're healthy, I almost want to take LSU if they're healthy. At Tennessee, I'm probably taking Tennessee. So you're talking about what, 8, 9 losses. Let's see, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. So you're in the neighborhood of about 22 wins. That's tournament. If we're sending 6, 7 teams out of the SEC, 22 is tournament. If you can get 7 more wins, I feel like that's almost a lock. Because apparently the SEC has a lot of respect right now. Now you've got the SEC Big 12 matchup coming up on the 29th, or on right? Isn't that right? 29th. Am I looking at that right? Yeah, that's Saturday. So we'll kind of, we'll see what that looks like. But and I don't know how much you put in, how much stock you put into those kind of tournaments, but or those kind of conference mesh ups. Yeah, I think you're in the neighborhood of 22 wins. And I do think that's a conference. I think that's a conference bid. I think you're if you're not automatically in at 22, then you're definitely right on the outside looking in. And then you go get a dub in the SEC tournament, and then you're good, right? That's kind of how I think this plays out. Oh, Michael, have fun in timeout, brother. Just ridiculous. Bro, you can't just take shots at everyone like that and me not. J Will leaving. Michael, what are you on? If J Will comes back next year, Archie is gonna go to the Final Four. Archie gets black. I don't know, man. I've not heard that he's trending towards Arkansas. I think I've heard Oklahoma State. It's kind of winning that one. Florida just lost to Ole Miss on Monday. That will be a win for me. Yeah, but it's at Florida. I'm telling you, man. It's like the Rams and the freaking 49ers. Doesn't matter. Florida is just Florida. Now, the Niners, it's mostly because of Sean McVay. They just own Sean McVay. I'm nervous about Sunday. I'm not even going to lie about it. I'm nervous about this weekend. We got into Auburn. Let's see. We got into Auburn on an 8-game win streak. Would be electric, and Musk's going to make sure them boys are ready. Will at least be a close game. I think so too. I'm not saying it's going to be. I'm not saying you're going to get absolutely drop kicked. I don't think any of these teams should drop kick you. I mean, yeah, there might still be. I mean, you know how it goes. The Oklahoma game. There was no reason for that. I mean, there just wasn't. You're a better team. You're a better team. They just, my God, they didn't miss. Arkansas played some of the worst basketball I've seen under Muss. Just perfect storm. And you had home court, it felt like, from what I've heard, in Tulsa. You had home court, and Oklahoma just walked in, and, I mean, they had you, they had your number that night, and it just got ugly. It was just ridiculous. And but I don't even think then, when Arkansas wasn't really gelling, I didn't think they were that much better of a team. Now, I mean, I think Arkansas would probably win 7 out of 10 of those games. I really do. And I think that would be the case with a lot of this schedule. This schedule is gettable. It's every game here is within reach. That doesn't mean you're going to play perfect ball and you're going to win them all. Absolutely not. You might get absolutely blown out. I mean, you just never know. Sometimes shit happens, right? You just lay an egg. Oklahoma's a really good example of that. Hofstra's a really good example of that. Playing terrible away from Bud Walton. What was that? You're still in the state of Arkansas. What the hell was that? You gave Hofstra a huge win. So, West Virginia's next. 1 p.m. I'm excited for that. 1 p.m. ESPN2 SEC Big 12 matchup. The snow is already all over my car. What is it? Is it snowing? What? I don't know. It's supposed to snow. For real? Oh my gosh, it is. It's in the forecast. 50% chance at midnight. Oh, for like an hour. Oh, man, that sucks. Pig Trail Network. I haven't been to a game in which Arkansas lost since April 2019. We will win. Trust me. What are you talking about? What game? You talking about Auburn? Well, then show up, Joe, and scream loud. Auburn has Kessler and Jabari, blah, 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 too much for J. Will, +3 knockdown shooters. Yeah, Auburn's stacked. I mean, Auburn is stacked, man. Pinion, a knockdown 3-point shooter, and he's long. Yeah, Pinion's gonna be special, man. All those guys are. That entire class. It's just wow. 2 McDonald's All-Americans, first time since Todd Day and Lee Mayberry. My 2 idols, my 2 first sports heroes ever for Arkansas. Todd Day, Lee Mayberry. We need another Dusty Hannah. Yeah, you would like someone who's pretty much automatic, good for 3 or 4 threes, coming off the bench or whatever. I don't care. We kind of thought that might be Likes. That would be his role, and it's just not. The game, Aaron Harbison says the game the game in Tulsa was my first game in person. Definitely felt like more Arkansas. I try to forget that game exists. It's just the biggest head scratcher of his career, his coaching career in college. It was just embarrassing. It was bad basketball, man. Just kind of embarrassing. I say it now, we will be fine with starters and on bench. I mean, I think you're fine now. I got homework to do. Taro, you take it easy, man. You stay away from any polls, all right? I think we actually match up well defensively against Auburn. Few teams have the length. I mean, that is true. You got some pretty good length. You got guys that play long. And I mean, you feel really good about how well Arkansas plays down low. I mean, they really do. They play well down low. But Auburn, I mean, they've just kind of got it all clicking. I do think this could be a little bit of an issue for Auburn, and it's going to be Bud Walton. And even if you lose a game between now and then, that atmosphere is going to be wild. Bud Walton is going to be nuts, especially if Auburn is still ranked number 1 in the country. Something about those paper mills in Mississippi that make their home school play bad. Yeah. Imagine if Gafford was on this team. I know, Will. I know. I was talking about that not long ago with a friend of mine. Oh, my God. Gafford. I think maybe even more so than Portis. Well, both of them. You take either one of them, right? Next season, I just checked out our incoming players tie. We're going to be fine. We're going to be fire. No, I agree. So, what do you think of the starting 5? Looks like next year. Man, I'm not even there yet. Let's get through this season first before we go filling out the roster and the rotation for next season now. Come on. Mike Wilmoth, I see Hogs winning at least 5 games plus 2 SEC. What, 5 more? Is that what you're saying? Let me see. What does that look like? So you've got him at 20 wins, right? And then 2 more in the tournament. I think that's reasonable. I think that's absolutely reasonable. That could happen. But I was on the, again, we're going to have to see, how this goes, like the respect level of the conference. And are we still talking about 6 or 7 teams in? You might be, even at 22, you might be like the 5th team in the conference, right? And you're going to hope and pray they're taking 5 or 6, which I think they will. I think you're going to see a minimum of 5 get into the tournament easy. I think you're going to see a minimum of 5. If it's 7, yeah, you're good. Hell, you might be good at 21 wins and just go get a tournament win, right? Go get an SEC tournament win to secure it. But you might be good at 21. It just kind of depends. The respect level for the SEC is better. It's the best that it's been in a long while. These last, I would argue, the last 3 or 4 years. Oh my gosh, quit. What is this? +7, +9. So, yeah, MVP of the night. So, yeah, I have Arkansas going to the tournament. I do. I got them back in. Officially, I have them back in. My MVP, this is actually kind of tough because I want to give it to J-Dub so bad tonight. 3 blocks, 2 steals, 3 assists, 8 rebounds. JD Notae would get I think if you knock those turnovers just 1 or 2 less, he gets my MVP, but I'm going to go ahead and give it to J-Dub again. 2 threes, 8 rebounds, okay, not his season high, not a career high, not a season high, but that's pretty good production. 3 assists, 2 steals, 3 blocks. And he had 4 turnovers, but then 18 points, 1 foul all night. Yeah, I'm giving it to J-Dub. He's my MVP. I don't know how many times I've given him MVP this year. I feel like that's like the 6th time this year. Wade, I kind of wanted to put Wade in that conversation. 5 rebounds, 4 assists. He had a block, 12 points, but he still played pretty well. Got in a little bit of foul trouble there. Boy, if only. And I tell you, the player that people keep mentioning that if he turns his game around, the season could be just ridiculous, right? And that's Devo Davis. He's like that missing piece for this team, and I would argue like Likes was getting too many minutes. We're seeing too many turnovers. The assist-to-turnover ratio was garbage. Still not exactly great, but you're happy to be in the plus category, as you should be every game in the assist-to-turnover ratio. You got to have more assists than turnovers. But good Lord, Devo would change how you do everything with this lineup. You wouldn't be bringing him off the bench anymore. I mean, he'd be a starter. I mean, not that always matters, but the turnovers, the shot selection, the panic that seems to happen when he has the ball in his hand, it's like panic. You just don't know what's going to happen. And he may not have as many turnovers, but think, when you compare him to Likes when he was getting a lot of minutes, or J.D. Note, he may not have as many turnovers, but look at the production and look at the minutes played on the floor, and he's typically coming off the bench. When he has the ball in his hands, it's chaos. You just don't know what the hell he's going to do. I'm honestly surprised. I thought I saw 3 turnovers. They gave him 2, and I don't know how many. What did he get minutes-wise? Tell me you're updated, ESPN. I know you are. He ended up with 22 minutes. Okay, that's more than I thought. I thought it was like 18. But 22 minutes, no points, 2 turnovers, 3 fouls, 1 rebound. He did have 3 assists. That is good to see. He ended up with more assists than turnovers. He's +1 there, but I still just I don't trust him half the time. I really don't. And then he's capable of just going off. We haven't seen that a lot this year. And then you look at what he did at the end of last season. Yeah, he's been, and I hate to say this about anybody, but in terms of what he means to this basketball team, he's been, it's disappointing season so far for Devo. If the light switches on, if he gels better with these guys on the floor on both ends, I think his defense at times can be really good. But if he gels better offensively, gets in the rhythm of things, and he doesn't have to be an elite scorer, more ball movement out of him. And he's not a dribble shoot guy. That's not what he is. He's I don't know what he is. I'm gonna turn the ball over. Oh, now I'm back to the bench. Very next series, I'm gonna take the ball down the floor and I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna get another turnover. That's what I'm gonna do because I'm Devo Davis. Ha! I mean, there's just no chemistry with him on the floor. And again, it's not even so much what he does when he has the ball in his hands. It's just like it just doesn't seem like he fits. It does not seem like he fits with this roster. Flip the switch on, get it figured out, buy into your role. He could be. I mean, he's gonna give other teams nightmares. You just haven't seen it. And it's crazy because he's getting hella minutes, man. 22 minutes, that's a lot of minutes for that little production. I mean, you like the 3 assists, but J.D. Note he went 500 on the assist and turnovers. That's nice. So just move the Florida game to Raymond James. Yeah, Devo's in a funk. It just seems like he's so out of place with this roster. He just doesn't seem like he fits. The dreaded sophomore slump. And maybe that's what it is. And if that's the case, I kind of hope I don't want him to transfer because I like him. He's got I've heard his NIL deal is ridiculous. But I think he leaves for the NBA if he does good after this season. Oh, talking about Jay Will. Yeah, I don't know. I just want to get through the season before we get there. March Madness, Devo is needed. That was crazy last year. Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, just imagine with the kind of scoring potential. You have more scoring potential with this team than you did a year ago. The problem is the turnovers and the perimeter defense was bad, and they just didn't gel like last year's team did. Now they're starting to find their rhythm. Now they're starting to gel. It's like you're just missing that one piece, and it's Devo. Or maybe it's Chris Likes. Maybe if Likes could just simmer down now, don't turn the ball over, stop going wild. You're square peg and round hole in this thing like Devo has been. Simmer down. Don't turn the ball over as soon as you get off the bench. Jay will be back after. Let's see. Jay will be back with Hogs. Maybe after he will enter the next season. I don't know. I don't know. I don't see him, like, it's hard for me to imagine him leaving after this year. But then again, if he keeps playing at this level and he elevates his game even more, we might be having a different conversation. Even if Devo gets out of this slump, he probably still needs to come off the bench still. Right. Well, what I'm saying is if he gets to a point where you're not needing him off the bench, you would rather him be in your starting rotation, then Muss will certainly do that. We know he will. I mean, I think Muss wants to start him. Muss wants him on the floor because I think he knows his potential. But, I mean, until he gets out of the slump. No, I think if he's out of the slump, then you make him a part of your starting five. Absolutely. I think you pull him off the bench. I believe in Devo. I think he's just putting too much on himself. Could be the case. Yeah. Are the Hogs going to pull out any surprises on signing day? No. Not as far as I know. If you're talking about February, when is that? The second, the final signing period? As far as I know, no, but I'll be honest, I haven't asked around. We'll see. Anything could happen. I'm giving up on the portal. Like, I'll tell you what I like, what I'm hearing in the portal, but it doesn't mean a damn thing. So yeah, no, I again, if Devo flips the switch on, if he gets it figured out, this team could just be nasty. And I think they're already playing pretty good ball. I really do. I think they're playing pretty good ball. One of the best free throw shooting teams. They're so good at getting to the line. Oh my gosh. That's a strength, and that's good to have, right? That's real good to have, especially late in these close games. Riding that defense, man, can we straight shut it down if we want to? I'm telling you, I was really impressed tonight. The defense lately has been spectacular. Tonight's perimeter defense is some of the best I've seen. Looks to me like Muss's patience for poor ball handling has come to an end. Love Trey's game tonight. Yeah. Anthony Black, ? Last I heard, I think he's an Oklahoma State lean. I don't know. Trey Wade has a great looking shot. Doesn't he, though? Gooseneck. Right there. LSU and Texas A&M was a close game, Ty. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to get off here. You guys enjoyed that game. I might try and catch it. I got to hop in the shower and get ready for bed, though. Thank you, guys. Thank you to Patreon supporters, to Direct Service Overhead, the garage door company, who will replace or repair your garage door, whatever you need. So go hit those guys up. Their link is provided for you down below in the description box. They operate out of Arkansas, so anywhere there's a garage door in this state, they can help you out if you need it, right? They have their own link in Discord as well. Patreon supporters, you guys are awesome. You're rock stars. You really are. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you on Friday, hopefully 11 a.m. Hopefully no more big announcements to cover. I mean, I like covering those. It's just you're kind of out in the you're in the dark, and you're trying to figure it out as you're on stream, trying to talk it over. We had a really good Discord live stream over the subject last night. It went really well, and that's why I wasn't exactly blown away, but still trying to figure out all the details with this new NIL thing they've got going on here in the state. That's going to be fascinating to keep an eye on. So, yeah. All right. Woo Pig. I'll see you guys Friday. Go Hogs. Damn it, wrong button. There we go. All right. Woo Pig.